What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles, and today I have another episode of Maximum Value Redemptions. In this episode's redemption, we are going to be getting at least 11 cents per point for our credit card transferable currencies. I know it's been a while, but award flights have been a little tough to find lately. Today I have one from one of my favorite points programs, and that is Avianca Life Miles. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to visit one of Europe's coolest cities, and one you maybe didn't think about visiting before. Today we're going to visit Vienna, Austria, in business class in a very inexpensive way. But first, if you are new here, I talk about credit cards, points, miles, cash back, and travel. If you want to keep up with those things, subscribe to my channel. And if you get any value at all from this redemption video, then slap that like button for me and the YouTube algorithm. And with the intro out of the way, let's get started. I will not keep you in suspense. I will just get it out of the way now. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your credit card points to fly from Chicago direct to Vienna, Austria in business class. Now, if none of that caught your attention, then how about this? This flight we're booking would cost us $6,927 if we were to book it direct with the actual airline, but we're going to do it for less than $27. Keep watching and I will walk you through the steps. First off, let's talk about this destination. It's not one of Europe's most famous travel spots, but that doesn't mean it's not a great place to visit. Vienna is Austria's capital city, and there are around 2.9 million people in the metro area of the City of Music. That's right. You ever heard of Beethoven or Mozart? This German-speaking city sits on the Danube River. When folks think of Vienna, they think of classical music and architecture, but don't forget about the crazy, awesome outdoor scene, from backpacking to skiing the Alps. Vienna likely has something for everyone, and I can tell you it is definitely on my list of places to go. I will also most definitely be using this particular redemption to do it. Okay, next up is how are we going to get there? There are a lot of world famous airlines out there that we probably all want to try, but there are also some low-key ones that we maybe should check out as well. In this redemption, we're riding Austrian Airlines. Austrian Airlines is part of the Star Alliance. You may have heard of its parent company, Lufthansa. They're headquartered in Vienna and operate around 63 aircraft flying to 130 destinations, and they employ over 5,600 people. I always like to include the number of employees because if you're like me, it's tough to wrap your head around revenue and things like that. They're a pretty big company, but not one of the bigger airlines. In this redemption, we'll be riding a nice, comfy Boeing 777. Okay, so now we know where we're going and what we're riding, so let's check the old Google flights to get an idea of how much this will set us back. If we're booking through Austrian Air or United, then this one will cost us a very affordable $6,927. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you are not interested in shelling out that kind of dough for a flight. The other price listed would be a little cheaper. I would not use any site I'm not familiar with, and I've never heard of that site, so we would never use that. Does this stop us from watching some symphony or eating some cream puffs on a Danube dinner cruise? No. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to check out one of my favorite rewards programs, and that is Avianca Life Miles. Avianca is a Colombian airline and a member of the Star Alliance. They aren't exactly a world-famous brand, but they are a great partner when it comes to flying Star Alliance flights and using their Avianca Life Miles rewards program. Since we aren't flying on Avianca Metal, I'm not going to go too far into them as an airline, but what we need to know is, how do we earn Avianca Life Miles? Well, here's how we are going to get them. Since most of us are probably not riding Avianca Metal down to Colombia once a week, we're in luck. Avianca is a transfer partner with 3 big card issuers: American Express, Citi, and Capital One. Sorry guys, no Chase. Definitely pay attention, those of you that think Capital One transfer partners are inferior. Also pay attention because these issuers oftentimes have transfer bonuses when you transfer their currencies to Avianca Life Miles. I think the last one I remember was 15%, and we'll also talk later how that comes into play. Now, if you do need cards to build these transferable currencies, then check out my new super organized and pretty card link in the description below. You can learn about almost any card out there and pick the one that's for you. If you use my link, of course my channel will benefit and I will absolutely appreciate it. Let's visit Avianca's Life Miles website. Now, it may seem a little clunky compared to what we normally use, but the interface is pretty easy to use and pretty easy to search. We're going to search Star Alliance partners for flights from Chicago to Vienna, and let's use March 31st for this one. I'm going to search one ways, but round trip is just as easy, and for this particular redemption, the points I think are exactly the same on the return trip. The site makes it easy because they'll give you a blue dot on days that have availability. Now, the first thing that pops up is exactly what we are looking for. Here we have a direct flight on Austrian Air in business class on a 777 for 63,000 life miles and $26.70. Now, if that seems like a steal, it's because it is. The fact is, there just aren't very many people out there who can travel credit cards and foreign airline partners this way. Sure, on the blogs and YouTube channels, but I think the percentage of credit card users that are going to execute this redemption is rather small. If you've ever flown business class on Austrian Airlines, please comment below because there just doesn't seem to be a ton of information out there about it. I'm assuming that's because it's not one of the top tier luxury experiences in the game, but I'm also assuming this is a fairly great way to travel to Europe. Let's talk about the value breakdown. This flight cost $6,927 to purchase, and I'm not considering that to be a great value. But in this execution, we are going to transfer American Express membership rewards points, Citi Thank You points, or Capital One miles to Avianca Life Miles, 63,000 to be specific, and we're going to gladly pay the $27. This is going to give our credit card points a value of 10.95 cents per point, or basically 11 cents. Now, there are a couple things I want to point out for all the naysayers. First, for all those that will quickly say that flight isn't worth that, it's only worth what you're willing to pay in the first place. Well, I'm going to try that. I'm going to walk up to the counter at Chicago O'Hare and I'm going to tell the ticket agent at Austrian Airlines, hey big guy, I'm really only willing to pay maybe like $400 for this ticket. So what do you say? I'm going to guess that won't work out. And if I spoke German, I would probably not like what that ticket agent would be saying back to me. Another thing is, I want you to remember this value when you hear someone say, a Citi Thank You point is generally less valuable than a Chase Ultimate Reward point because Chase has Hyatt. You're not going to find anyone sitting in the hot tub at the Hyatt talking about how they got 11 cents per point. If you do, I want to meet them. Now, some of that is me kidding, but remember your points are worth what you get for them. If you are only redeeming for these high value redemptions, then you can value these credit card points higher than 2 cents per point. Let's look at a scenario in which we benefited from that last transfer bonus of 15%. With an offer like that, we only had to transfer 55,000 Citi Thank You points, MR points, or Capital One miles to Avianca Life Miles. This changes the value to an even more incredible 12.5 cents per point. Take that, Team Cashback. Again, I'm just joking. These videos are to give you examples of how much value some of these points can be if you take the time to research and redeem them for higher value redemptions. If anyone has any experience with Avianca as a program, Austrian Airlines, or Austria in general as a travel destination, please comment below. If you have time, guys, check out my links in the description. And if you've stayed all the way to the end, I thank you and I appreciate every single one of you.